Assalamu alaikum students. Today's our topic about floating point. This representation encodes rational numbers of the form x cross 2 raised to power y. It is useful for programming computation involving very large numbers where number of bits are very greater than 0. Here v is representing the number of bits. So numbers very close to 0. For that type of numbers also we need large number of bits, so that's why we use floating point numbers. So the binary numbers considered notation of the form bm minus 1 up to b naught dot, this is the fractional part, b minus 1, b minus 2 up to n minus 1 and n minus n. So each binary digit bi ranges between 0 and 1. Now the representation for all binary numbers is summation I is equal to minus n to m 2 raised to power I multiplied by bi. For example, 101.11 raised to is represented as, if you look at the bits on left side of point, then you will find 3 bits. So first will be considered as, this one will be considered as 0, this one will be considered as 1, this one will be considered as 2. So this one will be multiplied by 2 raised to power 2, 0 will be multiplied by 2 raised to power 1, and 1 will be multiplied by 2 raised to power 0. And if you look at towards right side from point, then this one will be multiplied by 2 raised to power minus 1, and this last one will be multiplied by 2 raised to power minus 2. After solving all these numbers, you will get 5 multiplied by 3 by 4. So how we are getting 5? 4 plus 1 is 5, and after taking the LCM of these numbers, 1 by 2 and 1 by 4, you will get 3 by 4. So this is the representation for binary numbers and how powers are multiplied. The value of m will be the power of 2. In the same way, the value n will be the power of 2 in division. So now you can find the value and their decimal representations respectively. If you have a number if you look at the previous case, 101.118 represents number 5 into 3 by 4, and if you look at another case, 11 into 1 over 2. Okay, here the point is the power of 2 in division describes the number of bits on right side of point. For example, if you consider this case 3 by 16, so 16 is 2 raised to power 4, then you will have to write 4 zeros towards right side of point. Now then you need to find out the numerator value, that is 3. The binary combination of 3 is 1 1, so you will start from the least significant bit from here. So 3 is represented as 1 1, so you will write 1 1 here in place of 2 zeros. In the same way, if you have a number, let's say 26 over 128. Now 128 is 2 raised to power, is actually 2 raised to power 6, 64, 2 raised to power 7. Two raised to power 7, then you will have to write 7 zeros on the right side of binary point. Then you need to find out the binary combination of 26. It will be 11010. So in this way you can represent a binary number from the fractional value. In case you need to find out a fractional value from binary number, then what you will have to do is, for example, if you consider this case, you have this number, then from number of bits 1 2 3 4 5, you can find out the denominator value. 2 raised to power 5 is 32, so you will write 32 here. Then after that, count the number of bits from here. 0 1 1, so 0 1 1 is the binary representation of 6, so you can write in numerator 6. So after dividing 6 over 32, you can find out this value 0.1875. Again, you can find out if you take this value, the decimal value, and if you multiply the same value with 2, like you're multiplying 18.1875 with 2, and continuously you're multiplying, and after that you will get this number 00110. So you can check from this case too. Okay, this was the case mentioned above, 1011.1. Now you know 1011 represents 11, 8 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1. This one represents is the representation of negative power, so this one will be multiplied by 2 raised to power minus 1. If 2 raised to power minus 1 comes in denominator, then its power will be positive. So 1 over 2 raised to power 1 will be simply multiplied with 11. So this is the table for your practice. You have fractional value, you have a binary representation, and you can find out the decimal representation. Now for the case of 3 over 4, you can write 0.4 is 2 raised to power 2, so you can write 0.00. Then after that you need to find out the representation of 3. 3 is 1 1, so you will write here 0.11. that will be the binary representation, and if you divide 3 by 4, then you will get 0.75 here. So take this as an assignment. You need to solve the whole table mentioned here in order to have some practice related to binary or decimal representation conversion towards fractional value. As you know that for the case of decimal representations, you know how 5 is converted, decimal 5 is converted into binary. You need to divide it by 2, and 0.875 you need to multiply this factor with 2. You can easily find out the binary representation. And if you have your binary representation, then you can easily find out the fractional value. So these are some of the precisions commonly used for 32-bit single precision. The highest bit is representing sign, and from 23 to 30 is reserved for exponential power, and for 0 to 22th bit reserved for fractional value. For the case of double precision, 63rd bit is used for sign, from 52 to 62 reserved for exponential power, and from 0 to 51 reserved for fractional value. Round to even, these are already discussed in class. Now, historical perspective. Intel has several names for processor line, including IA32, that is Intel architecture of 32-bit. Most recently, 64-bit architecture is used, that is the extension of 32. Normally we refer it as x86-64. So we have two files, p1c and p2c. Compile this code on IA32 machine using Unix command. So this command actually tells us about how we will follow the code for processing of two files. Now the command gcc actually indicates the C compiler, default compiler on the Linux. And then the command line option 01 instructs the compiler to apply level 1 optimization, as it is mentioned here. For level 2 optimization we will use 02. That's a better choice in terms of program performance. So gcc command actually invokes a sequence of programs to turn the source code into executable form. Source code से executable code की तरफ ले जाता है. C processor expands the source code to include any files specified with #include command and to express any macros specified with #define declarations. तो क्या होता है कि header files यहाँ पे लिखी जाती हैं, उसके हिसाब से definitions पिक कर रहा होता है. Now compiler generates assembly code versions of the source files with name p1s and p2s. Then assembler in the same way converts the assembly code into binary object file p1o p2o, and linker merges two object files with code implementing library functions printf, and generates the executable code file p. That is the second form of machine code. Now machine level code. Computer systems employ several different forms of abstraction, like hiding details of implementation through the use of a simpler abstract model. Two of important machine level programming are: first, the format and behavior of a machine language program is defined by the instruction set architecture (ISA). It defines the processor state, format of the instructions, and the effect each instruction will have on the state. So most ISAs include IA32 or a x86-64 architecture. It actually describes the behavior of program as if each instruction is executed in a specified sequence, with one instruction completing before the next one begins. So processor employ safeguards to ensure that the overall behavior matches the sequential operation dictated by the ISA. तो ISA क्या कर रहा है कि एक सीक्वेंस में सारी इंस्ट्रक्शंस को एग्जीक्यूट करवा रहा है. Second, the memory addresses used by the machine language program are virtual addresses, providing a memory model appears to be a very large byte array. Now, actual implementation of memory system involves combination of multiple hardware memories and operating system software. तो क्या होता है हमारे पास ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम सॉफ्टवेयर है जो कि मल्टीपल हार्डवेयर मेमोरी ऑप्शंस को यूटिलाइज करके ओवरऑल प्रोसेसिंग परफॉर्म करा रहा होता है. So assembly code representation is very close to the machine code. The main feature is readable textual format as compared to the binary format of machine code. Now IA32 machine code differs greatly from original C code because part of the processor state are visible that normally hidden in C programmer, hidden from the programmer using C code. Now program counter, as you all know, indicates the address in the memory of the next instruction. The integer register file contains 8 named locations storing 32-bit values. Registers can hold addresses or integer data. So some registers are used to keep track of the critical parts of the program set, while others are used to hold temporary data and the local variables of procedure and the value to be returned by a function. So condition code register holds status information about the most recently executed arithmetic logic instruction. जैसे कि आपने इसके बारे में पढ़ा था, फ्लैग रजिस्टर मैंने क्लास में भी एक्सप्लेन किया था. फ्लैग रजिस्टर क्या करता है, कंडीशंस को देख रहा होता है. So these are used to implement conditional changes in the controller data flow required to implement if and while statements. Set of floating point registers store floating point data. Program memory is addressed using virtual addresses. For example, 32-bit addresses of IA32 branches span a 4 GB range of address values. अब ये आपको कैसे पता चलेगा? 2⁻32 अगर आप कैलकुलेट करें तो वो गीगाबाइट 4 GB रेंज में आ जाएगा. Typical program will only have access to a few megabytes. So operating system manages virtual address space, translating virtual addresses into physical addresses of the values in the actual processor memory. तो ये ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम virtual address को मैनेज कर रहा होता है और जब virtual addresses को physical addresses में कन्वर्ट करता है जब हमें actual processor memory required हो. Single machine instruction actually performs only a very elementary operation, like it might add two numbers stored in register, transfers the data between memory and register, conditionally branch to a new instruction. So compiler must generate sequence of such instructions to implement program constraint constructs such as arithmetic expression, evaluation loops, or calls and returns. So this is a code related to a simplest processing. For example, you need to add two numbers. Initially accumulated is 0. In sum, we have defined two variables x and y. Now int t is equal to x plus y. The result of addition of x and y is stored in t, and then it is incremented and saved in accumulator. So to see the assembly code generated for compiler, we use -s option on the command line. Now this code actually represents the assembly version of C code. Now first of all we are using base pointer, that is pointing the base value representing 0. Then we are moving this towards the stack pointer. After that we are moving value 12 in. Here the source value lies on left side and destination on right side. So just a small change in format. So 12 is moved in EAX, and then we are adding 8, that is actually defined in base pointer, that is added with EAX. So 12 plus 8 is 20. Now the value saved in EAX and it is added with accumulator. After that base pointer is popped from stack pointer and it will return. So that's all from today's lecture.